Muito bom dia, senhoras e senhores deputados. Dou as boas-vindas com muita admiração e com muita satisfação à senhora Presidente do Parlamento da Letónia e começar por lhe dizer duas coisas. A primeira é de que quero felicitá-la, naturalmente, pela sua eleição como Presidente do SAEMA e dizer que, para mim, pessoalmente, tenho sempre muito prazer, fico sempre muito satisfeita quando vejo mulheres desempenharem funções de grande responsabilidade, porque nós precisamos de mais mulheres na tomada de decisão.
Good morning, Portuguese MPs, Madam Speaker. I'd like to heartily welcome you here with great admiration, and I'm very pleased to welcome you here for two main reasons. First of all, I'd like to congratulate you on your election as Speaker of the SEMA, and secondly, it's for me a great pleasure to see a woman in such a high position, because I think we need more and more women decision makers.
Em segundo lugar, também gostaria de referir que eu, para além de ser Presidente da Comissão dos Assuntos Europeus, também sou a Presidente da Delegação Portuguesa na Assembleia Parlamentar do Conselho da Europa e, nessa qualidade, tive a oportunidade de, em maio de 2023, ter participado numa reunião em Riga, na belíssima cidade de Riga. Tivemos reuniões no Parlamento, fomos muito bem recebidos pelo Governo, pelo Parlamento, acompanhados pela nossa colega Zanda Kalnina Lukascheva. Não sei se estou a pronunciar bem, provavelmente não. Portanto, foi uma reunião do Bureau da Assembleia Parlamentar do Conselho da Europa durante a presidência da Letónia do Conselho de Ministros do Conselho da Europa. E, por último...
I'd also like to say that, as well as being the chair of the Committee for European Affairs, I was also the chair for the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, and in May of 2023 we were at a meeting in the very beautiful city of Riga, and we were very welcomed there by your government and by the Parliament, and I was there and met with Zanda Kalnina, I believe, if I didn't butcher the name, we were there at a meeting of the Bureau of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe at the time when Latvia was presiding precisely at the Council of Europe.
E dar também as boas-vindas ao Sr. Embaixador. Temos pena que não seja residente em Portugal, mas é o embaixador da Letónia para Portugal também, e ao nosso colega deputado Janice Grasbergs. Yes, it is okay, thank you. Que é o vice-secretário da mesa do SAEMA, do Parlamento da Letónia, e presidente do Grupo Parlamentar de Amizade Letónia-Portugal. Portanto, também cumprimento os restantes membros da comitiva e estamos em condições, portanto, depois de começar a nossa reunião.
I'd also like to welcome Mr. Ambassador, sadly not residing in Portugal, but still just the same, the Latvian ambassador to Portugal. And I'd also like to greet our friend Jānis Grasbergs, who is Vice Secretary of the Latvian Bureau of the Parliament, and also the chair of the Latvia, Portugal, French Open.
Também cumprimento os outros.
I would furthermore like to greet the remaining delegation, and we are now ready to begin our meeting.
Posto isto, pergunto à Senhora Presidente se deseja fazer uma intervenção inicial e depois haverá intervenções dos diferentes grupos políticos.
Madam Chair, would you like to take the floor? And after that, we will listen to our political groups.
Jā, paldies, paldies par doto vārdu. Vispirms gribu teikt sirsnīgu paldies par tiešām silto uzņemšanu. Mums vakar jau bija ļoti labas tikšanās, gan ar spīkeru mēs pārunājam, gan ar jūsu kolēģiem no arī aizsardzības ārlietu komisijas pārunājām. Tā kā tiešām paldies par sirsnīgo uzņemšanu.
So, thank you for giving me the floor, and sincerely thank you for the very warm welcome. We already had many good meetings yesterday. We met with both the President of your Parliament as well as the Foreign Affairs Committee, where we were able to discuss many important issues.
Jā. Augsti godātie Eiropas lietu komisijas deputāti, jums šobrīd ir ļoti tāds vēsturisks brīdis un arī ļoti sarežģīts, jo no jūsu turpmākiem lēmumiem būs atkarīgs arī kādā Eiropā mēs dzīvosim tālāk.
So, Honourable members of the European Affairs Committee, you are at a historical turning point and a very important moment where your decisions, the ones that you make, will affect the future of the Europe that we live in.
Laikam pirmais un svarīgais jautājums ir nākamais Eiropas Savienības daudzgadu budžets, kurā darbs ir sācies, bet galu un malu mēs vēl neredzam.
So first and foremost, of course, it's the issue of the next multi-annual financial framework, where work has begun, but there is no end in sight as of yet.
Protams, es sāku ar šo, tāpēc, ka arī Latvija ir daudz domājusi par mūsu lielām prioritātēm nākamā Eiropas Savienības daudzgadu budžetā, un skaidrs, ka pati lielākā prioritāte ir aizsardzība.
And I begin with this topic because this is something that obviously Latvia has also thought about as to its priorities for the next MFF, and one of the major priorities is, of course, defense.
Otra prioritāte ir kopējā lauksaimniecības politika, un tie ir tiešmaksājumi.
And the next priority is the common agricultural policy with the direct payments.
Kohēzija, trešā prioritāte, un ceturtā Real Baltica projekts, kas vienlaikus jau Baltijas valstīs ir kļuvis arī par militārās mobilitātes projektu.
And the next priority is cohesion, and then of course we have Rail Baltica, which in the Baltics has become a military mobility project. But, sorry, do you need to?
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Nu, lūk, un protams, pāri visam mēs vēl joprojām atrodamies situācijā, kur mums ir jāpalīdz Ukrainai, un atbalsts Ukrainai arī ir viena no mūsu prioritātēm ārpolitikā.
And above all, we are of course still in a situation where Ukraine needs our support, and our support to Ukraine is among our priorities in foreign policy.
Un militārā industrija jautājums, kas šobrīd skar daudzas valstis, jo mēs zinām, varbūt šie cipari nav pilnīgi precīzi, bet pēc Eiropas aplēsēm vairāk, tātad 50% no līdzekļiem, ko mēs visas valstis tērējam aizsardzības spējas stiprināšanai, patiesībā aiziet ārpus Eiropas Savienības.
And then, of course, the military industry, which is a topical issue for many countries, where the statistics may not be completely precise, but it's estimated that about 50% of the resources that European countries spend on defense is going outside of the EU.
Un šeit mums ir iespējas gan sadarboties, gan kooperēties, un uzreiz arī vēlos izteikt, ka Latvija ir izveidojusi dronu koalīciju, kurā jau ir 18 valstis. Esiet laipni gaidīti pievienoties šajā dronu koalīcijā, ņemot vērā, ka jums ir milzīga pieredze gan arī jūras dronu ražošanā, gan izmantošanā. Tā kā mēs ļoti priecīgi būtu, ja jūs pievienotos šai koalīcijai, jo šeit mums patiešām spēki ir jākoncentrē kopā, lai varētu sasniegt vislabākos rezultātus. To parāda arī karš Ukrainā, ka dronu tehnoloģijas strauji mainās, iet uz priekšu, un tas ir tas, kas arī patiesībā ir viens no galvenajiem kara elementiem.
And there are many opportunities for expanding and creating a cooperation. Latvia has established the Drone Coalition, which currently consists of 18 members already, and Portugal is also very welcome to join. You have extensive experience with the production and use of maritime drones, which would be very useful, and we would be happy to have you join the coalition. This is an opportunity for us to join our efforts together in drone technology development. As we have seen in Ukraine, this development takes place very rapidly, and drones have in fact become one of the main weapons in war.
Es vakar jau jūsu kolēģiem stāstīju tos gadījumus, kad Krievija turpina pārbaudīt mūsu kopējās NATO spējas, un pavisam nesen, dažas dienas atpakaļ, arī Igaunijā Krievija šķērsoja Igaunijas gaisa telpu neatļauti. Trīs lidmašīnas uzturējās Igaunijas gaisa telpā vairāk kā 10 minūtes.
And yesterday I already explained to your colleagues the latest incidents that have occurred, and just with Russia testing the patience of NATO. And just a few days ago, 3 Russian fighter jets entered Estonian airspace and spent more than 10 minutes there.
Un pēc Igaunijas ierosinājuma tieši vakardien arī notika 4. panta diskusijas par turpmākiem soļiem.
And based on the initiated by Estonia yesterday, Article 4 consultations already took place to discuss further steps.
Un ar šādiem hibrīda kara elementiem patiesībā mēs visi saskaramies ikdienu. Es minēju tikai te vienu, bet tā ir nepārtraukta robežas mēģinājums nelegāli šķērsot robežu, kur Baltkrievija kopā ar Krieviju veic šo hibrīda apdraudējumu. Tāpat arī dronu ielidošana Polijas gaisa telpā, kur mēs redzam arī Krievijas mācību zapadu laikā. Tas viss ir tāda brutāla Krievijas agresija arī pret mums kā NATO dalību valstīm.
And these hybrid war elements are something that all of us encounter on a daily basis. I mentioned just one such incident, whereas this is a constantly ongoing process with illegal breaches and attempts to illegally breach our borders, with various hybrid threats coming from both Belarus and Russia, as also the incident of drones flying into Polish airspace or during the Russian military training exercise. All of this shows the brutal aggression that Russia is waging against all of NATO.
Propaganda, dezinformācija, tas ir tas, ar ko mēs saskaramies katru dienu. Mēs esam slēguši visus Krievijas propagandas un Baltkrievijas propagandas kanālus Latvijā. Mēs vienkārši neļaujam viņiem stāstīt muļķības mūsu ēterā.
And propaganda and disinformation is something that we encounter daily. We have closed all Belarusian and Russian channels that are perpetrating such information so as to keep them from distributing this untrue information to our society.
Un, protams, jautājums, ko mēs vēl varam darīt, lai iegrožotu Krieviju viņu militārās spējas, lai Ukraina ātrāk uzvarētu.
And so the question remains, what more can we do to restrict Russia even further and limit its capabilities and allow Ukraine to win?
Nu, tādā varbūt vispārīgi var teikt, ka tā ir visaptveroša iegrožošanas politika, ko mēs jau ar visu atbalstu arī daram.
So in general, we can say that this is a comprehensive policy of restriction that we are also already implementing.
Tas ir sankcijas, kuras strādā, un mēs redzam, ka Krievija mēģina viņas apiet un mēģina visādi izmantot citu valstu labvēlību, lai no sankcijām izņemtu arī kādu sev tīkamu oligarhu vai kādu sev tīkamu Krievijai pietuvinātu amatpersonu.
These are, for example, sanctions which have proven to work, as Russia is trying its best to bypass them and use the other countries to ask them to remove both Russian oligarchs as well as influential officials from the sanction list.
Krievijas enerģētikas uzņēmumi vēl joprojām nav sankciju sarakstā.
Russian energy companies are still not included in the sanction list.
Varbūt tomēr ir jau laiks.
And perhaps the time has come to do this.
Tāpat Krievijas pilsoņi vēl joprojām var saņemt atsevišķās valstīs Schengens vīzu un ieceļot kā turisti daudzās sev tīkamās valstīs.
And also Russian citizens can still obtain Schengen visas from some countries and therefore enter the Schengen area and travel around.
Latvija jau vairāk kā gadu ir aizliegusi turisma braucienus uz Krieviju un Baltkrieviju.
And Latvia has prohibited any tourism trips to Belarus or Russia for a year already.
Tāpat Latvija ir noteikusi savos likumos, ka tie Krievijas un Baltkrievijas pilsoņi, kas grib ieceļot Latvijā, viņiem vēl papildus ir jāreģistrējas mūsu iekšlietu sistēmas datu centrā.
And Latvia has also adopted legislation stating that citizens of Belarus and Russia that want to enter Latvia have to additionally register with our internal affairs system as well.
Jo Krievijas ekstrēmisti un Krievijas spiegi izmanto šīs turisma vīzas, lai tādējādi ieceļotu un veiktu dažādu sabotāžas aktus.
Because Russian extremists and spies use these tourist visas to enter our countries and perform sabotage and other unfriendly acts.
Mēs esam domājuši arī par robežas slēgšanu šobrīd, ņemot vērā, ka Polija to izdarīja pēc šiem dronu uzlidojumiem. Polija pilnībā slēdza robežu ar Baltkrieviju.
We have also thought about the possibility of closing our borders completely, which is something that Poland did. It closed its border with Belarus completely following the drone attacks.
Arestēto aktīvu konfiskācija. Šobrīd visi arestētie aktīvi ir iesaldēti, bet, diemžēl, tas nedod vēlamo rezultātu. Mums ir svarīgi, lai šos līdzekļus var novirzīt Ukrainas tālāk spēju stiprināšanai.
And then the issue of the Russian frozen assets, which have been frozen, yet this does not give any results as such. These assets should be used for supporting Ukraine and building its capabilities.
Un, protams, visbeidzot, par ko arī mēs, kaut arī maza valsts, bet esam iesākuši runāt, jābeidz tirgoties ar Krieviju.
And finally, an issue that we have raised, albeit that we are a small country, but we are of the position that all trade with Russia must be stopped.
Paldies.
Thank you.
Muito obrigada, Senhora Presidente, pela sua exposição e pelas informações e comentários que nos trouxe. E vamos agora então ouvir os representantes dos diferentes grupos parlamentares e depois convidarei novamente a Senhora Presidente para, se assim o desejar, fazer comentários finais.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you for your presentation, for all the info and all your comments. We will now hear the Portuguese groups and their representatives, and then, after they're done, you will be given the floor again if you wish so.
Em representação do grupo parlamentar do PSD, que é o maior grupo parlamentar na Assembleia da República, tem a palavra o Sr. Deputado Paulo Muniz. Faça favor.
Muito obrigado, Senhora Presidente. Cumprimento as senhoras e os senhores deputados e começo por dar as boas-vindas e dizer que é uma honra, em nome do Grupo Parlamentar do PSD, receber a Senhora Presidente do Parlamento da República da Letónia.
I'd like to greet the honourable MPs and welcome you all and say that it's an honour on behalf of the political group of PSD to welcome the Madam Speaker of the Latvian Parliament.
Queria aproveitar também para cumprimentar o Sr. Embaixador da Letónia para Portugal e o Sr. Presidente também do Grupo de Amizade Portugal-Letónia e Vice-Presidente do Parlamento Letão.
I'd also like to greet both the Latvian ambassador to Portugal and Mr. Chairman of the Latvian-Portuguese Friendship Group, who is also a VP of the Latvian Parliament. Deputy Secretary of the Parliament.
Senhora Presidente, nós partilhamos os valores da liberdade, do Estado de Direito e da segurança comuns ao nosso espírito europeu. E temos desde a primeira hora, enquanto país, estado na linha da frente da defesa da Ucrânia e tudo o que encerra o combate que a Ucrânia trava contra o agressor Rússia. Neste sentido,
we share the common values of freedom, security, and état de droit, and these make up the spirit of what Europe means. We've both been in the front lines of the support to Ukraine, and we've been fighting the common aggressor that is Russia.
Nós sabemos que o Parlamento letão tem estado muito ativo naquilo que são as ferramentas, as estratégias e as ações de resposta à agressão russa. E gostaria que partilhasse connosco, face a esta experiência, qual é a sua visão do contributo dos Parlamentos nacionais para responder a esta agressão e ajudar a defender a Ucrânia.
The Latvian Parliament has been very active in developing tools, strategies and actions in fighting Russia, and I'd like to tell us about your experience and how you see the role of national parliaments in helping fight Russia and defend Ukraine.
Tenho uma última questão que tem a ver com a ligação entre a União Europeia e a NATO no quadro do esforço de ajuda à Ucrânia na guerra que está a travar contra o agressor russo. Ouvimos ontem as declarações nas Nações Unidas do presidente Trump e todos ficamos preocupados com a capacidade de constituirmos um bloco forte para ajudar a Ucrânia e fazer a oposição à estratégia expansionista da Rússia.
I'd also like to ask you, as my last question, about the bond between the European Union and NATO and how we can help Ukraine fight Russia. We all heard yesterday Trump's statement at the UN, and we're all very concerned about how we can create a bloc that will help Ukraine oppose the expansionist strategy of Russia.
Muito obrigado.
Thank you.
A seguir vamos ouvir a representante do Grupo Parlamentar do Chega, a senhora deputada Patrícia Almeida. Faça favor.
And now, on behalf of the parliamentary group of Chega, MP Patrícia Almeida.
Muito obrigada, Sra. Presidente. Em nome do Grupo Parlamentar do Chega, apresento os cumprimentos à Sra. Presidente do Parlamento da Letónia, assim como apresento também os cumprimentos ao Sr. Embaixador da República da Letónia e ao Sr. Vice-Secretário do Parlamento e Presidente do Grupo Parlamentar da Amizade Letónia-Portugal, assim como a todos os membros da comitiva que acompanham a Sra. Presidente.
Thank you. On behalf of the Parliamentary Group of Chega, I'd like to welcome you and greet you, Madam Speaker. I'd like to greet the Ambassador of Latvia to Portugal and Mr. Deputy Secretary of the Latvian Parliament, who is also the chair of the Latvian-Portugal Friendship Group and the remaining delegation.
Para o Grupo Parlamentar do Chega, é com grande honra que recebemos esta representação parlamentar da Letónia aqui na Comissão de Assuntos Europeus e dizer que Portugal e a Letónia, apesar de geograficamente distante, acabam e partilham por ter história e valores muito semelhantes e agora até na apresentação feita pela Sra. Presidente percebemos que partilhamos inclusive em termos de língua, algumas semelhanças e isso é muito interessante. Gostaria de referir que a Letónia, tal como Portugal, tem sabido encontrar na sua resiliência e força para se afirmar no panorama europeu, mantendo-se fiel às suas tradições e à sua cultura.
For us, it's an honor to welcome the delegation of the Latvian President and you, Madam Chair, to the Committee on European Affairs. And although we are geographically very far apart, we share common history and values. And now listening to you, it's interesting to notice that we also share some language elements. Latvia has ever been a very resilient country in its history, and it's important to see that it has stood and defended its tradition and culture.
Foi interessante perceber na intervenção da Sra. Presidente a estratégia bem definida e crucial que a Letónia tem neste momento como uma fronteira tão importante da União Europeia e como membro da NATO também, pelo vosso papel crucial na segurança de todo o nosso continente. A guerra na Ucrânia veio sublinhar a importância da nossa solidariedade e da nossa capacidade de resposta conjunta. Portugal, embora geograficamente distante, como referi, compreende a importância da segurança na fronteira oriental da Europa e os nossos países partilham a visão de que a defesa e a soberania da integridade territorial são inegociáveis. É por isso que reforçamos o nosso apoio à Letónia, à NATO e à sua missão de defesa coletiva e continuaremos a trabalhar em conjunto para garantir a estabilidade e a paz na Europa.
It's very important to see the strategic role Latvia plays in defending the eastern borders of Europe and NATO. At this time of war, it's more important than ever to to keep our solidarity and to present a common response to this threat. And Portugal, though very far away, understands and respects the role that Latvia plays in defending the eastern border of the European Union, and we understand that defending the sovereignty of our territory is something that is non-negotiable, and that's why we stand behind Latvia and NATO in defending the peace in Europe.
Acreditamos que a Europa só será verdadeiramente forte se respeitar e valorizar as suas nações, permitindo que cada uma contribua com a sua singularidade. Portugal e Letónia, com as suas histórias ricas e culturas, são a prova de que a diversidade é uma riqueza e não uma fraqueza. Em nome do Partido Chega, reitero o nosso profundo respeito pela República da Letónia e pelo seu povo. Esperamos que a vossa visita contribua para fortalecer ainda mais os laços que nos unem e que em conjunto possamos continuar a trabalhar para uma Europa de nações soberanas e fortes. E deixava uma pergunta direta à Sra. Presidente. No caso concreto de Portugal, sendo a fronteira mais ocidental da Europa, como é que podemos estar disponíveis também para ajudar a Letónia na defesa das fronteiras da Europa? Obrigada.
It's very important I believe that the EU is a very relevant instrument. We must remain united, and it's important to see that each country can help with its own uniqueness and Portugal and Latvia, though very diverse, they're very rich countries, and it's important to respect Latvia, and it's important to ask how can this, we hope that this visit can help strengthen the bonds between Europe and Portugal and Latvia. And my question directly to you is, how can Portugal help Latvia defend the borders of Europe?
Muito obrigada, senhora deputada. Vamos agora ouvir, em nome do Grupo Parlamentar do Partido Socialista, o senhor deputado Eduardo Pinheiro. Faça favor.
On behalf of the Eduardo Pinheiro.
Muito obrigado, Sra. Presidente. Aproveitar para cumprimentar a Sra. Presidente da Assembleia da Letónia e naturalmente toda a comitiva que a acompanha, em particular o Sr. Embaixador e também o Presidente do Grupo de Amizade Portugal-Letónia.
Thank you. I'd like to greet you, Madam Speaker, as well as your whole delegation, in particular, Mr. Ambassador and the chair of the Latvian-Portuguese Friendship Group.
E em nome do Grupo Parlamentar do Partido Socialista também dizer que é naturalmente uma honra receber aqui a senhora Presidente, também para dar, pela centralidade dos parlamentos e do papel dos parlamentos nas nossas democracias, na democracia de Portugal e da Letónia, mas também nas democracias europeias em geral.
And on behalf of the parliamentary group of the Socialist Party, it's an honor to welcome you here, especially because of the central and key role that parliaments play in our democracies, in the Portuguese and Latvian democracies, but also for European democracies as a whole.
Dizer também, e no fundo corroborando o que foi dito também por os colegas que me antecederam, que Portugal e a Letónia partilham um conjunto de valores, para além dos valores democráticos, uma visão da Europa assente em valores democráticos, mas também de solidariedade e de convergência. Dizer também e acompanhar historicamente as relações entre os nossos países, relações de amizade, mas também de reconhecimento pela autonomia dos outros, do outro, perdão, nesta relação, enquanto membros da União Europeia, mas também da moeda única.
It's a fact that our countries share values, democratic values, a common vision of Europe, but also other values like solidarity and convergence. And it's important to see that we have a relationship based on friendship, but also on the mutual respect for one another's autonomy. And we share this vision in a space that is not only the European Union, but also the Euro.
Para além das relações políticas, ainda há um caminho nisso, nas relações económicas ainda há um caminho grande a fazer e, portanto, é possível intensificar essa relação entre Portugal e a República da Letónia. A Sra. Presidente afirmou aqui também a relação que temos com o mar e todo o potencial que existe do ponto de vista científico, mas também económico com o mar, que é verdadeiramente algo que partilhamos.
Of course, there is more that we can do for our economical relations. You said, and you mentioned the sea and its potential, not only from a scientific standpoint, but also from an economic standpoint. This is something that we truly share.
Dizer também que o conflito na Ucrânia é certamente o tema mais relevante neste momento e também que temos a abordar. Apesar da distância geográfica entre os nossos países, Portugal desde o início que assumiu o apoio à Ucrânia neste conflito após a invasão russa e as questões e portanto mantemos esse apoio, como não poderia deixar de ser, e as questões que queria aqui deixar sobre este tema são, para além da ação dos Parlamentos, ou a ação que pode haver dos Parlamentos relativamente a este conflito, de que forma é que vê a ação da União Europeia como um todo e das suas instituições, em particular da Comissão Europeia, e também, para quem está tão próximo geograficamente desse conflito, de que forma vê as possíveis formas de desfecho deste mesmo conflito que tanto desejamos. Muito obrigado.
We did talk about the conflict in Ukraine, and of course this is the most relevant topic that brings us here today. Portugal and Latvia are geographically very distant from one another, of course, but since day one we've supported Ukraine in its war effort against Russia, and of course we maintain that support. As for our questions, how do you see what the parliaments can do and what they are doing, and how do you see what Europe is doing to support Ukraine, especially the role of its institutions, namely the European Commission? And a follow-up question to that, what kind of outcome do you see, do you envisage for this conflict?
E, por último, em nome do Grupo Parlamentar do LIVRE, tem a palavra o Sr. Deputado Rui Tavares.
And lastly, on behalf of the LIVRE parliamentary group, I give the floor to MP Rui Tavares.
Muito obrigado, Sra. Presidente. Labdien. Eu sou representante de um partido que pertence à família dos verdes europeus, seria o equivalente ao Progressivi na Letónia, portanto, que é parceiro do governo do partido da Sra. Presidente e com o qual trabalho no contexto dos verdes europeus, inclusive com uma colega letã no Comitê Executivo desse partido, que é Elina Pinto, que no caso é de uma família letã e portuguesa, ou luso-luxemburguesa, que é um sinal dos laços que mesmo entre países tão distantes, apesar de tudo, nos unem neste continente.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I represent the LIVRE Party. We're part of the family of the Green parties in Europe. The equivalent, we'd be the equivalent of the Progressivi in Latvia. In fact, I work with, which is a partner in your government, Madam Speaker. I work with, together with a Latvian MP, Elina Pinto, who is of Latvian descent, but also of Portuguese/Luxembourgish descent, which is a sign and a symbol of the bonds that unite us throughout this continent.
E estes vínculos não são só de hoje, embora nós às vezes achemos que são só efeito da europeização e da globalização recente. No nosso poema épico do Renascimento, de Camões, é citado pela primeira vez na poesia europeia a Livónia, que é evidentemente um predecessor da própria Letónia do vosso país, e é um símbolo pouco conhecido, mas do facto de que mesmo há muitos séculos os europeus, com esta distância toda, estavam atentos à riqueza das culturas no nosso continente.
This may seem like this is a bond that is a recent bond, but it is not. In fact, many centuries ago, one of our greatest poets, Camões, in one of his epic poems quotes Livonia, which is a predecessor of today's Latvia. This is not very well known, but it shows that for many centuries, Europeans have been very aware of the richness of the culture of our continent.
Riqueza essa que nos cabe defender agora. A Europa é um país de países médios e pequenos, e alguns países que ainda não perceberam que são pequenos, mas no contexto global o são, e que só conseguirão sobreviver nessa diversidade se forem unidos e se forem solidários num mundo que está em mudança e em que as garantias de segurança nas quais confiávamos ainda há algumas décadas, podem não estar lá no momento em que precisamos. E, portanto, a primeira pergunta não é uma pergunta, é mais até uma exortação, é de que trabalhemos em conjunto para fortalecer os artigos que no Tratado da União Europeia fornecem garantias de solidariedade e segurança mútua em caso de agressão ou ameaça híbrida, como são as ameaças da Rússia, que são bem reais, porque podemos vir a precisar desses artigos do Tratado da União Europeia no futuro.
And it's this richness that is up to us to defend. Europe is a continent made up of average-sized and small-sized countries, and some countries that are small in size on a global scale, even if they don't acknowledge it. And in order for us to survive, we need to keep our unity and solidarity in this ever-changing world. And this is this is why I'd like to call upon you that we should work together and remain strong and defend our solidarity and our security by use of the articles in the Treaty of the European Union in this world facing hybrid threats like we've seen and Russian aggression, and we need to resort to these articles and defend them because we may need them in a not so distant future.
Refiro-me em particular ao artigo 42.7 do Tratado da União Europeia, que é o nosso equivalente ao artigo 5º do Tratado do Atlântico Norte, num contexto como este, que é mais discreto de uma reunião de comissões parlamentares e não tanto num contexto mais público do que este, no qual estes temas são de grande delicadeza, e eu creio que seria muito importante que parlamentos diferentes da União Europeia se juntassem para procurar densificar quais é que são as obrigações constantes desse artigo, precisamente porque precisamos de demonstrar, do ponto de vista político, que ele é para valer, mesmo quando, às vezes, o artigo 5º do Tratado do Atlântico Norte pode estar em dúvida.
And I'm speaking specifically about number 7 of Article 42 of the European Treaty and Article 5 of the NATO Treaty. This is very important, and I mentioned this in this context here. These are very delicate issues, and it's important that European parliaments come together and they understand and realize the essence of these articles and their content, and we show politically that we're together and united, and we share a common understanding at the time of when Article 5 of the NATO Treaty may be called into question.
E tenho uma última pergunta, que não é diretamente relacionada a temas de segurança, que são de facto os mais importantes neste momento e os que estão na mente de todos, mas uma em que países que são das extremidades da União Europeia, como é o caso de Portugal e da Letónia, têm um interesse comum que tem a ver com as conectividades, em particular através de meios de transporte como o comboio, como as linhas férreas. É muito importante que a Europa procure ter uma rede ferroviária que chegue a todos os países da União, e creio que seria interessante que países que muitas vezes não são vistos como tendo iniciativas conjuntas a nível europeu possam escolher alguns temas específicos, este é um deles, para lembrar aos países que estão mais no centro geodésico da União Europeia que todos nós temos um interesse em investir na nossa infraestrutura, modernizá-la e que ela chegue a todo lado. Portugal é um país que está distante das infraestruturas ferroviárias de alta velocidade, isso é uma pena, e creio que esse é um tema de interesse comum, que se houver algum colega parlamentar letão que queira trabalhar nele, terá da minha parte também um interesse em fazer esse trabalho conjunto, e é tudo. Muito obrigado.
And now I'd like to ask you a question that's not perhaps directly linked to security issues, which are very relevant, of course. But this has to do with countries that lie on the edges, of the outermost edges of the European Union. It has to do with connectivity. The transport networks, like train networks, it's important to have a European-wide railway network that encompasses all the countries in the EU. But some countries are a bit sometimes set on the sidelines. And that's why I choose this specific topic, because I think we should remind countries that are centrally located in the EU that it is important to have infrastructure that connects all the countries. Sadly, Portugal is still a distance away from high-speed rail, and that's sad, but this is something that unites our countries, and it's a common interest to us. So if any Latvian MP would like to reach out and discuss this topic with me, I would be more than willing to go deeper into this topic. Thank you very much.
Pode ser tema interessante para ser tratado a nível também do Grupo Parlamentar de Amizade Portugal-Letónia. Muito obrigada, Sr. Deputado Rui Tavares. E agora vamos então ter o prazer de ouvir de novo a Sra. Presidente. Sra. Presidente, tem a palavra, faça favor.
This may be an interesting topic to discuss at the Portugal-Latvia Friendship Group. Thank you very much, MP Rui Tavares, and I'll give the floor back to Madam Speaker.
Jā, paldies visiem deputātiem par viedokļiem un arī jautājumiem. Es mēģināšu uz visiem atbildēt, bet pirms tam gribu iedot arī vārdu savam kolēģim, gan sadraudzības grupas vadītājiem ar Portugāli, gan arī kā no Latvijas puses, kā Eiropas lietu komisijas vadītāja vietniekam Jānim Grasberga kungam.
So thank you to all of the MPs for expressing your opinions and your questions. I will try to respond to all of them, but first I would also like to give the floor to my colleague, Mr. Grasbergs, who is not only the head of the Friendship Group, but also a member of the European Affairs Committee in the Latvian Parliament.
Jā, labdien! Paldies patiešām par jauku uzņemšanu un par šīm dienām šeit. Un, Pēc šīm dienām pat ir tāda sajūta, ka mēs jau labu laiku esam nodibinājuši šīs sadraudzības grupas un jau strādājam. Tā kā patiešām paldies par šo sadraudzību un sveiciens ne tikai jums kā deputātiem, bet arī kā kolēģiem. Jo es arī, kā jau priekšsēdētājs kundze minēja, arī strādāju Eiropas lietu komisijā.
So thank you very much for your very warm welcome during our stay here. And it actually feels like our friendship groups have been long-standing, as we have experienced truly sincere friendship with you. And I greet you not just as MPs, but also as my counterparts. As mentioned, I am a member of the European Affairs Committee as well.
Arī par tādām aktualitātēm, kas mums ir Eiropas lietu komisijā, šobrīd mēs tā ļoti esam pievēršies, sekojam rūpīgi līdzi šiem daudzgadu budžetam, tā attīstībai un šīs lietas, kas mūs satrauc ļoti, kur mēs arī savu valstisko pozīciju esam pauduši pret to, kad tiek apvienot šī kopējās lauksaimniecības politikas un kohēzijas aploksnes, jo mēs tādā veidā redzam, ka it kā tas jāatver tādu brīvāku pieeju šiem budžetiem, bet nākotnē tas pretstatīs laukus pret pilsētām. Un, kā mēs zinām, tad lauku sabiedrība nav tik ietekmīga kā pilsētas. Un gan organizācijas, biedrības būs pretstātam visam, mēs to negribētu pieļaut.
So, and some of the topical issues that our committee is looking at right now is, of course, we are carefully following developments as to the MFF. One of our main concerns is, and something that we have also expressed our national position on, is the fact that we are against combining the CAP and cohesion envelopes, which albeit opens up more flexibility, we believe that in future this will create a rift between the rural and urban communities, as rural communities are not as influential and these organizations, associations do not have as much weight as their city counterparts do.
Jo šobrīd mēs uz Latvijas pusē, varbūt, es nezinu īsti, kāda ir situācija pie jums šeit Portugālē, bet mums ir ļoti daudz lietas, kas šajā lauku telpā labi darbojas, piemēram, tādi kā līderu projekti, ja, kur vietējās iniciatīvas grupas var organizēt un izvēlēties šos te projektus, kur investēt šo te naudu. Un, manuprāt, arī tur ir daudz izglītības jomā sadaļas, kas nākotnē šādi te sapludinot varētu tikt apdraudētas.
And I don't know what the situation is in Portugal as to this, but for at least in Latvia, there are many things that really do work very well, such as the LEADER program, which provides local initiative groups the opportunity to choose where these funds are invested, and also in the area of education, there are various opportunities which, if this proposal goes through, then it could be endangered in future.
Un lauku reģiona apdzīvotība ir noteikti arī drošības jautājums, kad tas nav tikai ekonomikas jautājums, bet arī drošības.
And the population in the rural areas and securing this population is a matter of security, not just a matter of economics.
Tad vēl viens tāds karstais jautājums mums komisijā ir šis te zaļais kurs Eiropas. Tie viedokļi, kas sāk parādīties, ir par to, kad pārskatīt šos te mērķus, vai tiešām šie mērķi ir realistiski, jo ir jāpieņem, ka šie zaļā kursa mērķi tika uzstādīti tādos miera laikos, un šobrīd, kad mums ir aizsardzība jāvelta 5%, un būtu labi, ka to darītu visas Eiropas Savienības valstis, tad vai šie mērķi nebūtu jāpārskata šajā. Tas arī ir tāds viens no topikiem, par ko diezgan apspriežam.
Well, another hot topic that we are discussing actively in our committee is to do with the Green Deal, with some opinions emerging that perhaps the objectives set out in the Green Deal ought to be revised to see if they are truly realistic, because the Green Deal was elaborated at peacetime, and today with the target of 5% of GDP for defense spending, which is something that all EU member states should strive for, we have to look at whether these goals should be revised.
Jā, un runājot par mūsu sadraudzības grupu, ko mēs Latvijā esam nodibinājuši, es dzirdēju, ka pie jums tā vēl top, un esat Adrianu Rodrīgesas kundzi izvirzījuši kā vadītāju tam, tad es aicinātu, ka arī no jūsu komisijas jūs pievienojaties šai te grupai, atbalstat to, lai tuvāk iepazīt arī mūsu Latvijas gan kultūru, gan mūsu tradīcijas, gan ekonomiku.
And the friendship group has already been established in the Latvian Parliament. I understand that yours is still in the process of being approved, but that Ms. Adriana Rodrigues is set to become the head of the group. And I'd like to take the opportunity to invite all of you to join the group and support it in order to have an opportunity to better acquaint yourselves with Latvia, our culture, traditions, and economics.
Un tā ir arī iespēja mums kā parlamentāriešiem aizbraukt vienam pie otra. Un mums ir tāds teiciens Latvijā, ir labāk vienreiz redzēt, piedzīvot un aptaustīt, nekā 10 reizes par to dzirdēt. Tāpēc es aicinu pievienoties šai te grupai un uzaicinu jūs arī šajā te vizītē uz Latviju. Mēs sagatavosim jauku vizīti, parādīsim mūsu kultūru, tradīcijas un arī, protams, ekonomikas iespējas. Paldies jums!
So I think that this is an opportunity for us as MPs to visit each other, and we have a saying in Latvian that it is better to once see, experience, and touch for yourself rather than just hear about something 10 times. So I do invite all of you to join the friendship group, and I invite you to visit Latvia. We'll prepare a fascinating program for you, including culture, traditions, as well as an opportunity to learn about our economic situation.
One topic as well. Es daudz dzirdēju, kā varam palīdzēt jums aizsargāt robežu, kā varam palīdzēt šajā te karā un kā iziet no tā. Tad pirmā palīdzība jau ir tā, ka mēs jau kā cilvēki, ieejot veikalu plauktā, vienkārši ignorējam Krievijas produktus. Un mēs kā parlamentārieši, mums ir jādara viss iespējamais, lai mēs pārtrauktu jebkādas ekonomiskās saites. Un mēs arī, kā Eiropas Savienība, esam ekonomiska savienība, un es domāju, ka ar šiem te ekonomiskajiem rīkiem mēs to varam izdarīt. Bet, diemžēl, statistika rāda, ka mēs tāpatās turpinam pirkt gan graudus, gan šos te enerģētikas produktus, un mēs turpinam to darīt. Un vislielākā palīdzība arī no jūsu puses būs tā, kad arī kā valsts izslēgsiet jebkādu sadarbību ekonomisko ar Krieviju un palīdzēsiet būt par ruporu, jeb advokātu arī šajā dienvidu reģionā.
And I also heard questions about how you can help more with the protection of our external borders. So one of the first and foremost things that we can do as people is when we go into a store to completely ignore any Russian products. And as MPs, we must do everything in our power to cut all economic ties with Russia. The European Union is, of course, also an economic union and can use economic tools in this fight. However, statistics currently show that we are still continuing to purchase grain, energy, and other such products from Russia. So the best help, indeed, would be to completely stop all economic relations as a country with Russia.
Jā, un es varbūt vēl tikai papildināšu pavisam īsi, mēģināšu uz dažiem no jautājumiem atbildēt, kas te jau izskanēja.
And I would just like to add in briefly some of my comments to some of the questions that were also raised.
Un te izskanēja vairāk jautājumu, varbūt daži jautājums, kā mēs visi kopā varam palīdzēt Ukrainai cīnīties pret Krieviju.
So about the question how we can all together help Ukraine fight against Russia.
Vispirms jau jāsaka, ka mēs visi kopā jau daram daudz, bet skaidrs, ka tas, kas Ukrainai ir vajadzīgs, viņai ir vajadzīgs nauda un ieroči. Būsim realistiski, bez tā viņu uzvarēt karā vai vispār cīnīties nav iespējams.
So first and foremost, of course, we are already doing a lot, but there's still much more that we can do, and this is basically in terms of money and weapons, which are the main two things that Ukraine needs, because to be honest, without these, they are not able to continue the fight.
Tāpēc arī Eiropa pieņēma šo svarīgo lēmumu izveidot fondu, speciālu fondu Ukrainas atbalstam, kurā mēs visi pēc iespējas, cik kura valsts var, arī iemaksājam finansējumu, lai tālāk Ukraina varētu pirkt, lai varētu tālāk pirkt Ukrainai ieročus.
And for this reason, the EU set up the fund for the support of Ukraine, to which all member states contribute as much as they can, so that these resources can then be used to purchase things that Ukraine needs.
Es esmu bijusi vairāk kārt Ukrainā, un skaidrs, ka tas, ko es redzu, ir tas, ka viņiem ir resursi, cilvēku resursi, bet viņiem nav iespējams šo cilvēku resursu ekipēt. Es vienkārši piemēram, lai jūs saprastu, lai viņi varētu virzīties uz priekšu arī pēc prezidenta Zelenska teiktā, viņiem ir vajadzīgs vismaz 14 brigādes. Vienā brigādē ir 3000 karavīru. Vienas brigādes aprīkošana pilnā ekipējumā ir 1,2 miljardi.
I've visited Ukraine several times, and what I've seen is that they have the necessary human resources, however, they are not able to equip them properly. So also according to what President Zelensky has said, in order for them to move forward, they would need 14 brigades. Each brigade consists of 3,000 soldiers, and the full equipment of such costs 1.2 billion.
Droniem vien viņiem būtu nepieciešami 10 miljardi gadā eiro, bet un viņi paši arī spēja saražot, viņu kapacitāti ir lielāka. Viņi šobrīd paši saka, ka viņi 40% no tām iespējām neizmanto, tikai tāpēc, ka viņiem nav finansējuma.
And they would require 10 billion euros per year for drone production. They are able to produce the necessary amount. According to the president, they are currently using only about 40% of their production capacity. But they can't use more because of lack of funding.
Un parlamenta loma cīņai pret Krieviju.
And as for the role of parliaments in fighting against Russia.
Es domāju, ka parlamenta loma ir milzīga, un mēs pat neapzināmies visu to potenciālu, ko mēs vēl varētu darīt. Šo jautājumu mēs pārunājam arī ar jūsu valsts spīkeru, un mēs esam viensprāts, ka viņi ir jāstiprina visos iespējamos formātos.
So the parliament role in this fight is truly immense, and I think that we don't even realize how much more potential we have for this. This is something that we spoke about with your speaker as well, the necessity to strengthen the role of parliaments in what we do.
Un mēs varētu arī mūsu attiecības arī pavērst jaunā virzienā, jo ņemot vērā, ka arī jūsu parlamenta spīkeram ir priekšlikumi, kurus mēs tālāk jau vēlāk apspriedīsim par to, kā to izdarīt. Es domāju, ka noteikti mēs varēsim arī stiprināt parlamenta lomu.
And our relations need to be expanded into new directions, and I've heard that your speaker has already elaborated some proposals on how to do this, so this is something that we will discuss in future on how to strengthen the role and the cooperation between parliaments.
Bet viss tas, ko mēs jau šobrīd darām, deklarācijas, kopēji paziņojumi, dažādas vēstules atbalsta, es domāju, ka tas viss ir ļoti labi, jo tas parāda mūsu attieksmi.
So what we are already doing, so joint declarations, joint statements, letters of support, all of these are very good things as they show our attitudes and our opinions.
Jautājums, kā Portugāla vēl var palīdzēt? Man jāsaka vispirms liels paldies, jo Portugāla jau palīdz arī mūsu gaisa telpas patrulēšanā un aizsardzībā.
And as to the question about how Portugal can help more, first of all, I already have to thank you because you are already doing quite a lot. Portugal is involved in the patrolling of our airspace.
Varbūt jūs apsvērtu ideju un iespēju, ka jūs varētu arī piedalīties mūsu daudznacionālajā brigādē, kurā ir 11 valstis, 14 valstis, kā man kolēģis saka, un ja jūs arī piedalītos ar savu dalību, pirmkārt, jums tas būtu liela saikne no dienvidiem uz ziemeļiem, un arī varētu labāk izprast visu to ģeopolitisko situāciju, kādā mēs dzīvojam.
And perhaps you can also entertain the idea of joining the multinational brigade present in Latvia, which is currently consists of 14 countries already. This could offer a new link between the north and the south, and also provide a more comprehensive understanding of the geopolitical situation in which we are living.
Budžeta līdzekļu taupīšanas nolūkos tika slēgtas vēstniecības gan Latvijā, gan arī Portugālē. Varbūt ir laiks viņas atjaunot.
And due to budgetary restrictions, the Latvian embassies and the Portuguese embassy were both closed, but perhaps the time has come to reinstate these embassies.
Un vēl viens, manuprāt, ļoti svarīgs jautājums. Es tikai pieskaršos, bet tas tiešām ir komisiju jautājums tālāk, kā to attīstīt. Transports. Jūs ļoti labi un pareizi pieminējāt. Mums šobrīd vienīga atkarība no Krievijas ir dzelzceļa transporta savienojums un tīkls, jo mēs esam bijuši 70 gadus Krievijas dzelzceļa transporta tīklā.
And another question that I want to touch upon only briefly, as I think this is something that our committees can work on together, is indeed the issue of transport, as our only remaining dependency on Russia is the rail connections that we have with them, as we have a history of 70 years of being part of the Russian rail network.
Tāpēc Real Baltica, kas būs arī ātrvilciens, kas savienos Baltijas valstis ar Eiropu, mums ir vitāli svarīgi. Mēs esam arī apspriedumi apsprieduši šo jautājumu arī ar Ukrainas kolēģiem, un mēs redzam, ka tālāk šo Real Baltica varētu izmantot kā Melnās jūras reģiona koridoru, lai tālāk pilnībā izslēgtu Krieviju un Baltkrieviju kā tranzītu valsti, bet arī Ukraina varētu transportēt gan savus preces produktus pa šo Melnās jūras koridoru.
So therefore, the Rail Baltica line, which will be a high-speed rail line, is of great importance for us, which will provide our connectivity to the EU rail network. And we've discussed this with Ukraine as well, and we've seen that Rail Baltica could be used as the Black Sea corridor for doing away with any transit through Russia or Belarus, and that Ukraine could also use this to transport its goods and use it as a mobility network.
Paldies, tiešām paldies, ka uzklausījāt. Varbūt tā nedaudz garāk sanāca, bet tiešām paldies. Es domāju, ka mums vēl būs iespējas visus šos jautājumus arī padziļināt, pētīt un arī diskutēt. Paldies!
So thank you very much for listening to us. I apologize for my very extensive replies, but I'm sure that we will also have the opportunity to further discuss these issues in detail and working together.
Muito obrigada, Sra. Presidente, pelos seus comentários, os seus esclarecimentos e também gostaria de dizer, em nome da Comissão e pelas intervenções que aqui foram produzidas pelos diferentes grupos parlamentares, que há uma vontade de encurtar distâncias entre Portugal e a Letónia e de promover-se um trabalho conjunto, ou seja, estamos muito longe, mas queremos aproximar-nos.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to thank you for your comments, all the information you've given us, and on behalf of this committee, and on behalf of all the groups, I'd like to say that there is a very strong will to narrow the distance between Portugal and Latvia, and also a very strong desire to work together.
Neste mundo tão complexo e imprevisível que estamos a viver, é importante que possamos unir esforços para continuarmos a defender os princípios que levaram à criação da hoje União Europeia e que foram bem explícitos pelos fundadores em 1950.
It's in today's very complex and unpredictable world, it's very important to remain united in the defense of the principles that were at the root of the creation of the EU and who were expressed by the founders in 1950.
Temos muitos desafios pela frente, aqueles que são característicos do nosso tempo, combate à desinformação, às fake news, os problemas que têm a ver com a defesa, com a segurança, o apoio à Ucrânia, a promoção da paz, mas também outros desafios como o combate às alterações climáticas, a promoção do desenvolvimento sustentável, a política agrícola comum, mas obviamente que isso também serão tópicos que poderão ser trabalhados a nível do grupo parlamentar de amizade Portugal-Letónia.
And there are many challenges that are typical of our times: misinformation, fake news, the need for defense and security, our support for Ukraine, our fight for peace, but also climate change, and the need to support and development, and we need to keep defending the CAP, for instance. But these are all things that can be discussed at the Portugal-Latvia Friendship Group.
Resta-me agradecer, Sra. Presidente, a sua presença na nossa comissão. É uma grande honra tê-la na nossa comissão desejar-lhe as maiores felicidades pessoais e também, obviamente, para o povo da Letónia e um bom regresso a casa.
Nothing left for me but to thank you, Madam Chair, Madam Speaker, for being here. It's been an honor having you at our committee, and I wish you good luck on a personal level, and I wish you good luck to the Latvian people, and have a safe return home.
Thank you.